Make me co-host, Madhu.
Yes, Matuji. So, Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to Srila Prabhupada Book Reading Club. We are reading a book, Lord Chaitanya, His Life and Teaching. And today is a very special day. Today is a disappearance day of a Srila Prabhupada. Then we will
Hello.
start with the Manglacharan, then followed by some instruction of Srila Prabhupada. Then we can move to the our book reading session. So let's start with the Manglacharan. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपं कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहित कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितान् च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिन इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादे पाश्चात देश तारिणे हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, uh, the acharyas are very merciful on the special dates, like uh, like appearance day, disappearance day, even the Lord Krishna, Radharani, they are so merciful on the appearance and disappearance day. So we have to, when we perform a little service, they bestow us a lot of blessings on us. So what kind of service we can do? That like we can take the one instruction of Srila Prabhupada and try to fulfill it. We can cook a bhoga for Srila Prabhupada, and but Srila Prabhupada mostly like when he can become happy when we help or when we take the part in his our family business. What is our family business? To pre-reach the mission of us Lord Chaitanya, to pre-reach the Sankirtana movement, and to introduce the people about the holy names and do the book distribution. These are very dear to Srila Prabhupada. And yes, we can we learn in IDC na there are two types of seva. First is a Vani seva. Second is a Vapu Seva. Vapu Seva means physical services, like you are cooking for Srila Prabhupada, we are dressing Srila Prabhupada, or but it is not possible for everyone. But what is possible for everyone is Vani Seva. Like we have to hear the instruction and we have to follow the instruction. And even our Nama Prabhu like repeatedly saying like you have to at least fulfill the one desire of a Srila Prabhupada. Take the one desire and try to fulfill it. So that's the reason we start this Srila Prabhupada book reading club, to fulfill the desire of Srila Prabhupada, that his devotees should at least read the Srila Prabhupada books for the 6 times. So with this purpose, we started this book reading club. And yes, there are many instructions by Srila Prabhupada, following the four regulative principles, chanting the minimum 16 rounds. So and constantly remember Krishna, do the book distribution. So we have to take some instruction and we have to follow it. And like when we do the Vani Seva, the Srila Prabhupada will be more pleased. And yes, we will hear some videos like Srila Prabhupada labor so hard, like he used to only sleep for like 3-4 hours, to even the 2-3 hours, and most of the time even in the 70s and like late 70s he used to write the books. So like he also says now I'm laboring so hard, like I'm trying to convince you word by word, but you are not taking benefit. Yes, we are not taking benefit. I have a lot of books of Srila Prabhupada, but I can watch the reels or I can scroll the videos, but I'm not opening the books and like I'm the reading the books. I have a lot of books, okay, but like when I start the club, can you imagine we almost able to finish our 6 to 7 books now, because like our a lot of like a Lord Chaitanya books is almost half finished, and Mukund Mala Stotra is almost half finished. And till now we finished 4 books. So four and these two, like 6 books we are able to finish. But when you start reading by own, like it is very hard. That's why this is the power of association. When we come together and when we glorify the Srila Prabhupada, when we read the books, then it is easy. So like yes, everyone should take the benefit of the association. So like let me like for the 10 minutes we hear from something from the Srila Prabhupada, then we can move to our class. Okay. Hare Krishna.
वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुता पदकमलं। So it is so nice thing. Here is the opportunity. We get the opportunity. Lakshmi. How Krishna is said, Lakshmi sahasrata sambrama siddhamana. By trying in one life, I am getting the chance of entering into Krishna's kingdom to have eternal blissful life. If I reject it, how much unfortunate I am. Even if you fall, but there is a chance of becoming immediately, being transpired. And even there is no chance, even there is not fully completed, even it is failure, still it is said it is auspicious, because the next life guaranteed, the human form of life. And for the ordinary karmis, what is the next life? There is no information. Jang jang vapi smaran loki tatatante kalivara. He can become a tree, he can become a cat, he can become a demigod, not more than a demigod, that's all. And what is the demigod? They get some opportunity in the higher planetary system. And again follow. Kine punne puno mattalu kangvisanti. After the bank balance, the punna pious activity, the action of pious activity is finished, again come down. Brahma bhuvana lokan punaravattina arjuna. Even if you go to the Brahma loka where Brahma lives, whose calculation of one day we cannot calculate. Even if you go there, then we have come back. Madhyamagatta punarjana vidyate. But if you come to me, then there no more coming down here. This is the opportunity of Krishna consciousness. Tattva sadharmam charanambujam hari. Bhajanna pakkoto patettato jadi. Jatta kava bhadra abhut amussake. Kovathayat abhajatam sadharma. Tassaiva heta prajati kovida. Nalabhati jad pramatavuparjat. Tallabhati dukkha vadannata sukham kalena sarvatra gavirananga. You should read all this. You don't read. It is in the first Bhagavad these things are explained. But I don't think you read all this. Do you read? No? If you don't read, then you will feel restless. Let me go from Japan to India, from India to Japan. You are restless because you don't read. I am laboring so hard for you, but you don't take advantage. Don't take advantage of eating and sleeping. Take advantage of these books. Then your life will be successful. My duty I am giving so valuable things, day and night, trying to convince you, each word to word. And if you don't take advantage of this, then what can I do for you? Oh.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram.
तत्वा सधर्मम चरणाम्बुजम हरे भजन न पक्को तो पतित तो यदि जब तक कवा भद्र अभूत अंशके को बात याप अभजतां सधर्म तस्सैव हि तप्रजति को विदा न लभते जद भ्रमतामुपर्जन तल्लभते दुःख वदन्न तत्सुखम कालेन सर्वत्र गभीर संग. You should read all this. You don't read. It is in the first volume of Bhagavad, these things are explained. But I don't think you read all this. Do you read? No? If you don't read, then you'll feel restless.
Hare Krishna Mataji, I think it's repeating.
From India to Japan.
Yes, Mataji. So just like we have to follow the instruction of Srila Prabhupada. Like yes, Prabhupada has like worked so hard. Like he has at the age of 70, he has the option to simply stay in a Vrindavana and simply simply stay comfortably in Vrindavana and serve there. Every devotee wants to pass his last days in Vrindavana, but like Srila Prabhupada, out of compassion, he give up his comfort zone and like at the age of 70, he traveled like in a jail Duta, suffer the 2 heart attacks and even go to the Western countries where he has no shelter, like no money. He only have some 40 rupees. Like at that time, it was around $7. But like from the like even his books, like even his biography is studied in like it's a studying in the big MBA colleges because from the $7 like he built the entire empire. And like at the age of 70 we are not even able to like perform our bodily activities, but like we can see like even in India Prabhupada struggled for the 44 years, but he didn't get any success about the ISKCON. And like he also started like in a Jhansi, the League of Devotees, but he don't get successful. He even like write and print the Srimad Bhagavatam in India. He write magazines of a back to Godhead, but like he didn't get a good response in India. And he dedicated his life to the instruction of his Guru Maharaj. Like in the Radha Kunda, his Guru Maharaj said that if you get the money, like okay, in first meeting, his Guru Maharaj told that, oh, you are the young boys, you are educated and like you know the English, so why don't you teach the message of Lord Chaitanya in English to the Western countries? Because it's natural tendency. Whatever Western people will do, like we think that they are great, and like then we also start following the same. So if they follow the Krishna consciousness, then we also ultimately start the following Krishna consciousness. So, and like then in second meeting, then like his Guru Maharaj on the Radha Kunda in Vrindavana tell that if you ever get the money, you have to print the book. So like Srila Prabhupada make the instruction of his Guru as a like Guru as his life and soul. Like he follow his instruction, he lived to follow the instruction of his Guru Maharaj, and we can see the dedication even at the age of 70. Like he was like even to sell the book of a Back to Godhead magazine. Like he was getting like heat strokes because he used to travel to Delhi, and like he was to walk on in the summer days, and like he was also like pushed by the wild cows, like or stray cows. Like Prabhupada worked so hard, like even we are getting the fruits what Prabhupada has sowed, like, and like what the like our senior devotees has taken care of that tree, and like we are simply getting the fruits, and we are not valuing the efforts of our senior devotees, our Srila Prabhupada. Like we can help them simply by following their instruction. What Srila Prabhupada did, he simply followed the instruction of his Guru Maharaj. But do we follow the instruction of senior devotees? Do we follow the instruction of our acharyas, Krishna? Like do we follow the instruction of even the Srila Prabhupada? We don't follow, we simply follow the instruction of our mind. So like today we can meditate upon, like we have to take one desire to like one desire of Srila Prabhupada. We have to act in a such a way that like we will able to please Srila Prabhupada. And yes, this is the process is very simple. We simply have to follow the footstep, we simply have to follow the instruction, but we are not open to accept the instruction, and we are not open to act according to the instructions. So like today we can meditate on this, because like you can see like yes, like in starting we can study from the life of Srila Prabhupada. Now, it's not like that everything will be very smooth road. No, like there will be difficulties. Krishna will test you. Like there is one statement from Srila Prabhupada's father that like if a Krishna wants to take then how can you protect, because Krishna will take you from the 10 hands, then how can you protect from the one hand? And if Krishna wants to give from the 10 hands, then how can you accept from the two hands? So like yes, like there will be many problems in our life, but we don't have to give up the Krishna consciousness. We like it should be consistent practice. Like every day, do we forget to take the lunch? Do we forget to take a dinner? Or do you forget to take a breathe? Or do you forget to even drink water? No, like you take everything. Then when it comes to following four regulative principles, when it comes to chanting 16 round, when it comes to hear the Bhagavatam, and when it comes to like read the Srila Prabhupada works, then why we are lacking? Like we don't forget to eat, then why we are forget to attend the Mangal Aarti and forget to like read the books? No, like we have to think consciously. Okay, even if you do the all of material activities, and what will be the end result? Are you able to take a single paisa with you? Are you able to take a 1 gram of gold with you? You cannot take anything. But what can you take? The rounds you chanted, the like a time, like how much you time remember the Lord Krishna, like the philosophy you digest in your like a digest. Like it will come with you. All the spiritual activities will come with you. So but like even we understand I am the soul, I'm not this body, like I have to develop the relationship with the Krishna. Then like are we really giving time to Krishna? Like if you love someone, what is the most important thing? That we have to give the time. So we want to love Krishna, but we are not able to find the time. We are not ready to like to know what Krishna likes, what Krishna don't like, and what are the Krishna's instruction, and we don't follow them. So like it is like a hypocrite. Okay, I know I am soul, but I will still work for my bodily comforts, and like I am not able to find the time. So I think like we have to change this attitude. Okay, I'm the spiritual, so let me do spiritual activities. how much time you have to take out? Only like a 3-4 hours, like in starting, like 2 hours is more than enough, like, but after that you have to increase now, like okay, this is my goal, so you have to work for your goal. So like you have to take all like at least 3 to 4 hours for Krishna, 2 hours for japa, like 1 hour for reading and 1 hour for hearing. So like you have to take a time, like if you don't have time, you can, like while making lunch or while eating the lunch or a dinner, you can hear the hari katha. Like you have to find the ways, like while cooking or while doing other jobs, like while going to office, you have to plug the earphones, and like you have to hear the Srila Prabhupada lectures, you have to hear the kathas. And like how much this books weight, like it will be 15 gram or like more than not more than 100 grams. Like how much books contain pages, like 50 pages, 100 pages. Take the one book, keep it in your like bag you carry, and like when you get to 2 minutes, why don't you open the book and read the one paragraph? Even though like we have finished the 4 books, and like everyone knows like these books are so potent, if you follow the one paragraph also, you can go to the back to the garden. But where we are lacking, we simply give the excuses. Okay, I don't have time for reading, I don't have time to chanting, I don't have time for anything. Instead of giving excuses, why don't you find the solutions? Okay, I don't have time, but from where I can take out the 30 minutes, from where I can take out the 5 minutes. So yes, we have to follow the instructions, and we shouldn't give excuses. At the end, what will we say to like if Krishna asks you, oh, like why don't you are not able to come back to the Godhead, then what will be your answer? Oh Krishna, you don't engage me in ISKCON, like you don't give me the association, you don't give me the books, you don't give me the lectures on YouTube, or like you don't give me the Veda base on phone, you don't give the spiritual books on my online books. Like like Krishna has provided everything, and like it's not like books are very hard to read, and it's not like that it are only available in English, they are also available in native languages. Like Prabhupada has given everything, Krishna has given everything. Like at the end of life, if you are not able to go to the back to Godhead, it is not Krishna's fault. It is not Prabhupada's fault. It is your fault. Like because Krishna has provided everything, why you are not taking benefit of that? Like if you're, even if you get the knowledge, like okay, what are the suffering, how to get out of the suffering, then like who will apply? Krishna will apply or Srila Prabhupada will apply? If we want to get the like a cure from this material disease, that we should accept the treatment. We should like we should follow the rules and regulation. We should take the prescribed medicine, and prescribed medicine is following the 4 regulative principle, chanting 16 rounds, reading Prabhupada books, hear the Hari Katha. These are the like medicines, and you have to take the medicine every day. That then only we will be cured from this material disease. So yes, like even the Prabhupada like built in within the 10 years, Prabhupada built 108 temples, and now her temples are like every corner of a world there will be ISKCON temple or some small centers. Like there are around 950 temples in the world. So like we can understand, like yes, Prabhupada is, this is the western branch of a Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. So when we are pre-reaching, then we are doing not any business, but like we are doing the business of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by spreading the holy names. So everyone should take a part in family business. While you are traveling, carry the small books. Like when you are traveling to Delhi or Vagara, you can take the books like in native language, like a Hindi, or like while you are traveling in a Kerala, and then you can books in that native language. So it's in our hand. Like you have to at least like Prabhupada, because of Prabhupada mercy and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there will be devotees who can take the books, or like there will be people. But but we are hesitating to distribute the books, we are hesitating to tell someone or introduce someone to the holy name, we hesitate ourselves to pre-reach. So like till what time we will hesitate? And even Prabhupada said, at least Prabhupada in many lectures he said, like give this life to me, give this life to Krishna. In next life, do whatever you want to do. And like you may say, na, like next life I can be a cat dog. But no, like if you start doing the spiritual activities, if you chant the holy name, if you take the prasadam, so for the devotees, next life is a guaranteed. You will born in a Vaishnava family, or you will be born in a very rich family. And like there is guarantee you can become a, like you will become a human being in next life if you if you simply take the prasadam or chant the holy name. So there is a guarantee, like, so this is not failure. So give this life to perfectly to the Krishna, like whatever Krishna says, I will follow that. So next life you can do anything even if you fail. So like just follow the instruction of Srila Prabhupada. Okay, like I'm not just saying to you people, I'm also saying to myself, because like it is like a little booster na? Like we have to boost ourselves, otherwise our motivation goes down and down every day. And like how to get enthusiasm. One day we feel okay, I have to read the Srila Prabhupada book, okay, I have to chant the 16 rounds, and next day we feel like, oh, again 16 rounds, I don't have time to read the Srila Prabhupada books. So these things happen na? Why these things happen? Because we are not strictly following rules and regulations. Like you at least like for 30 days, every day you have to read the Srila Prabhupada days. Every day, like you have to chant, and there should be fixed time. Okay, in morning this hours I will be chant, or in afternoon this hours I will be chant. So you have to follow the instruction of Guru, not the instruction of your mind. So Hare Krishna, we can start like for the 10 minutes we will read this book, otherwise it will be late. Okay, so Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So take the desire of Acharya and try to fulfill it. And the best seva is to serve Vani Seva. We have to serve by instruction, by following the instruction. Hare Krishna, who wants to be a volunteer for reading book? Yesterday we simply take the summary, okay? So we have to start from the Lord becomes the unconscious in the ecstasy of love. Hare Krishna.
May I start, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
The Lord becomes unconscious in the ecstasy of love. In the case of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Bhattacharya tasted all the symptoms in the light of the Shastras. He tasted as a scientist, not as a foolish sentimentalist. He observed the movement of the stomach, the beating of the heart, and the breathing of the nostrils. He also felt the pulse of the Lord and saw that all his bodily activities were in complete suspension. When he put a small cotton swab before the nostrils, he found that there was a slight breathing as the fine fibers of cotton moved slightly. Thus, he came to know that the Lord's unconscious trance was genuine, and he began to treat him in the prescribed fashion. But Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could only be treated in a special way. He would respond only to the resounding of the holy names of the Lord by his devotees. This special treatment was unknown to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya because the Lord was still unknown to him. When the Bhattacharya saw him for the first time in the temple, he simply took him to be one of many pilgrims. In the meantime, the companions of the Lord who reached the temple a little after him heard of the Lord's transcendental feats and of his being carried away by the Bhattacharya. The pilgrims at the temple were still gossiping about the incident, but by chance, one of these pilgrims had met Gopinath Acharya, who was known to Gadadhara Pandita. And from him, it was learned that the Lord was lying in an unconscious state at the residence of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, who happened to be the brother-in-law of Gopinath Acharya. All the members of the party were introduced by Gadadhar Pandita to Gopinath Acharya, who took them all to the house of Bhattacharya, where the Lord was lying unconscious in a spiritual trance. All the members then chanted loudly the holy name of the Lord, Hari as usual, and the Lord regained his consciousness. After this, Bhattacharya received all the members of the party, including Lord Nityananda Prabhu, and asked them to become his guests of honor. The party, including the Lord, went for a bath in the sea, and the Bhattacharya arranged for their residence and meals at the house of Kashi Mishra. Gopinatha Acharya, his brother-in-law, also assisted. There were some friendly talks about the Lord's divinity between the two brothers-in-law, and in this argument, Gopinatha Acharya, who knew the Lord before, now tried to establish the Lord as the personality of Godhead, and the Bhattacharya tried to establish him as one of the great devotees. Both of them argued from the angle of vision of authentic Shastras and not on the strength of sentimental vox populi. The incarnations of God are determined by authentic Shastras and not by popular votes of foolish fanatics. Because Lord Chaitanya was an incarnation of God, in fact, foolish fanatics have proclaimed so many so-called incarnations of God in this age without referring to authentic scriptures. But Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya or Gopinatha Acharya did not indulge in such foolish sentimentalism. On the contrary, both of them tried to establish or reject his divinity on the strength of authentic Shastras. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya teaches Vedanta. Later, it was disclosed that Bhattacharya also came from Navadvipa area, and it was understood from him that Nilambara Chakravarti, the maternal grandfather of Lord Chaitanya, happened to be a class fellow of the father of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. In that sense, the young sannyasi Lord Chaitanya evoked paternal affection from Bhattacharya. Bhattacharya was the professor of many sannyasis in the order of the Shankaracharya Sampradaya, and he himself also belonged to that culture. As such, the Bhattacharya desired that the young sannyasi Lord Chaitanya also hear from him about the teachings of Vedanta. Those who are followers of the Sankara culture are generally known as Vedantists. This does not, however, mean that Vedanta is a monopoly study of the Sankara Sampradaya. Vedanta is studied by all the bona fide Sampradayas, but they have their own interpretations. But those in the Sankara Sampradaya are generally known to be ignorant of the knowledge of the Vedantist Vaishnavas. For this reason, the Bhakti Vedanta title was first offered to the author by the Vaishnavas. The Lord agreed to take lessons from Bhattacharya on the Vedanta, and they sat together in the temple of Lord Jagannatha. The Bhattacharya went on speaking continually for 7 days, and the Lord heard him with all attention and did not interrupt. The Lord's silence raised some doubts in Bhattacharya's heart, and he asked the Lord how it was that he did not ask anything or comment on his explanations of Vedanta. Foolish student and pretended that he heard the Vedanta from him because the Bhattacharya felt that this was the duty of a sannyasi. But the Lord did not agree with his lectures. By this, the Lord indicated that the so-called Vedantist among the Sankara Sampradaya or the members of any other Sampradaya who do not follow the instructions of Srila Vyasadeva are mechanical students of the Vedanta. They are not fully aware of that great knowledge. The explanation of the Vedanta Sutra is given by the author himself in the text of Srimad Bhagavatam. One who has no knowledge of the Bhagavatam will hardly be able to know what the Vedanta says. The Bhattacharya, being a vastly learned man, would follow the Lord's sarcastic remarks on the popular Vedantist. He therefore asked him why he did not ask about any point which he could not follow. The Bhattacharya could understand the purpose of his dead silence for the days he heard him. This showed clearly that the Lord had something else in mind. Thus, the Bhattacharya requested him to disclose his mind. Hare Krishna, Mata. Should I continue?
Yes, Mataji, just 2 paragraphs.
Indirect interpretations of the Vedanta Sutra by so-called Vedantists. Upon this, the Lord spoke as follows: My dear sir, I can understand the meaning of the sutras like Janmadi Ascharyata, Sastra Yonitvat, and Athato Brahma Jignasa of the Vedanta Sutra. But when you explain them in your own way, it becomes difficult for me to follow them. The purpose of the sutras is already explained in them, but your explanations are covering them with something else. You do not purposely take the direct meaning of the sutras, but indirectly give your own interpretations. The Lord thus attacked all Vedantists who interpret the Vedanta Sutra fashionably according to their limited power of thinking to serve their own purpose. Such indirect interpretations of the authentic literatures like the Vedanta Sutra are hereby condemned by the Lord.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. So from
Hare
tomorrow,
Krishna.
we can start with the Vyasadeva's explanation is authorized. So like we can move to the Kartik special class, Mukund Mala Stotra. Hare Krishna Kuneshri Mataji, you can start reading. So we are on the 17th verse, okay? And like we hear that like we shouldn't expect anything material from Lord. Like pure devotee only ask them like a loving devotional service to the lotus feet, because whatever things material you will ask, like they will be vanished with our body. And we also seen that like when we serve someone who is a materially motivated, so like he will be frustrated. Who is rendering service, he is also frustrated, and like who is taking the service, they are also frustrated. So like only one person we can render service, that is a Krishna. Like everywhere you try to go and try to render service, there will be, you will get the frustrated. So only Krishna's lotus feet is the place where we don't get frustrated. Hare Krishna Mataji, you can start.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Akamak sarva kamo va moksha kama udaradi tivrena bhakti yogena yejeta purusham param. A person who has a broader intelligence, whether he be full of all material desires, without any material desires, or desiring liberation, must by all means worship the Supreme Whole, the personality of Godhead. Service to Lord Narayana culminates in our rejoining him in the eternal Vaikuntha planets. There, the servants of the Lord share almost equally in his opulence. As Srila Prabhupada used to say, become great by serving the great. But despite the overwhelming advantage of serving Lord Narayana, we still misdirect our service in the pitiful way King Kulakshetra describes here. Sometimes a person adopts the impersonal conception of the absolute truth and thinks that by practicing austerities and cultivating knowledge, he will eventually become equal with the Supreme in all respects. I will give up serving and become the Celt, he thinks. This resistance to bhakti results from ignorance of the transcendental pleasures the Lord's servant enjoys. If we actually knew how happy we would become by acting in our constitutional position as a Lord's servant, we would take up the devotional service at once. In this connection, Srila Prabhupada tells the story of a man whose burning desire was to serve the great person. The man was born into a small village where he became attracted to serving the village chief. He was very happy in this capacity and tried to please the chief in many ways. But one day, a district governor visited the village, and the servant came to understand that his local chief was also a servant of the governor. He then asked to be transferred to the service of the greater master. The governor accepted him into his service, and the man was again satisfied trying to please his new master. But then he saw that the governor was paying taxes and offering obeisances to the king. The man who wanted to serve the greatest managed to transfer himself to the king's direct service. Now he was completely satisfied, and the king treated him as a favorite servant. But one day the man saw that the king went off alone into the woods to worship and serve the ascetic. The king's servant later approached that guru and addressed him. You must be the greatest person of all, because even the king serves you. Please let me be your servant. The ascetic replied that he himself was the lowly servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. The perpetual servant then asked where he could find Krishna, and the Guru directed him to the nearest Krishna temple. With the ardent desire, the servant went to the temple and received a direct indication from the deity that he was indeed accepted as his servant. Finally, the aspiring servant of the greatest reached his goal, a position as a servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Mataji, should I continue? Okay. There are
Yes,
there are
Mataji.
there are five major rasas or relationship with the Supreme Lord, but the basis of them all is service. The glories of loving service, one praise from the great yogi Durvasa Muni, who saw how pleased the Supreme Lord was with his pure devotee Amrisha. Durvasa said, "What means to be attained for those who have become the Lord's servant?" And in the Stotra Ratna 43, Sri Yamunacharya states, Bhavantam evanucharam nirantaraha prasanta niheshesha mano ratantaraha kadambham kadamham aikantika nitya kinkaraha prahar shahishyami sanata jivitam. By serving you constantly, one is freed from all material desires and is completely pacified. When shall I engage as your permanent eternal servant and always feel joyful to have such a perfect master? Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya 1.206. Another reason a foolish jiva may avoid serving the Lord is because of social pressure. If we serve Lord Krishna, many people may laugh at us. Whereas if we serve the mundane gods of money, prestige, and power, we will be widely accepted. Some people prefer to seek anonymity, and they are afraid that becoming a devotee of the Lord will make them far too noticeable. A real devotee, however, derives such great satisfaction from his service to the spiritual master and Krishna that he does not care what others think. As the Srimad Bhagavatam 11.2.40 states, Evam Vrata Swapriya Nama Kirtya Jatanurago Druta Chitta Uche Hasati Atho Roditi Rauti Gaiti Unmadavan Nrityati Loka Bhayaha. By chanting the holy name of the Lord, one comes to the stage of love of Godhead. Then the devotee is fixed in his vow as an eternal servant of the Lord, and he gradually very much attached to a particular name and form of the Lord. As his heart melts with ascetic love, he laughs very loudly or cries and shouts. Sometimes he sings and dances like a madman, for he is indifferent to public opinion. Devotees in Krishna consciousness movement may be shy at first, but they soon learn to forget their inhibitions while publicly chanting the holy names and dancing. They do this as a service to the Lord for the welfare of all people, and they also find it ecstatic. In his Padyavali 73, Srila Rupa Goswami quotes a verse written by Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya describing just how ecstatic devotional service can be and how indifferent to public opinion an ecstatic devotee is. Let the garrulous populace say whatever they like, we shall pay them no regard. Thoroughly maddened by the ecstasy of the intoxicating beverage of love for Krishna, we shall enjoy life, running about and rolling on the ground and dancing in ecstasy. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. So yes, yeah. So yes, how to we all are trying to become happy, but but our real happiness will we get real happiness only take the shelter of a lotus feet of Lord Krishna. And yes, one may think back practicing austerities and cultivating knowledge, we can become equal to Lord. No, in the Bhagavad Gita there is one shloka that no one can become equal, and no one can there is no one is equal and no one is above the Krishna. Like Krishna is the supreme. Like we can become a servant, and when we serve the Krishna, then we will get the law, ecstasy. But like we cannot become Krishna. Yes, there are five rasas, but a basic of all rasas is service. We have to serve the Krishna, and by serving constantly, one become free from the material desires and like become completely pacified. And yes, when we become a permanent like eternal servant of Krishna, then we will be always stay joyfully, because Krishna is a perfect. In this material world, we try to find the love care from material people, but they cannot provide. We will be frustrated because they are not perfect, and how can they deliver the perfect things? But Krishna is the all perfect, and Krishna can deliver the perfect everything perfectly, and he reciprocate with his devotees. We also see the stories of a Sakshi Gopal. We also see the stories of Kirchora Gopinath. Krishna reciprocates, even the Tota Gopinath. Krishna reciprocates, but we fail to put the efforts for Krishna. We fail to take the shelter of lotus feet of Krishna. Yes, and when we take the Krishna consciousness, so there is social pressure. We can we hesitate to apply the tilak. We hesitate to wear the kantimala, because no one accept. What about what we are speaking about the society? Even our family members, like when we say, "Oh, what nonsense you are taking! Like you are living the meat. You know, like how tasty it is, and how can you survive?" There will be some deficiency of vitamins, and that they will give you a lot of nonsense logic for things like, oh, how much big tilak you are applying, it's not looking good. But they don't know the significance. And yes, there is a social pressure. We hesitate to go in the school and colleges. We also hesitate to chant the holy name in public. We hesitate to read the Srila Prabhupada in public. But why we are hesitating? People who are eating the nonsense things like tobacco and gutka and all of these things, even the people who are smoking, and people who are drinking wine, and that they all do on the public places. They watch the nonsense thing on phone, they can do on public places. But we are doing the right thing, the chanting holy name, properly wearing the Vaishnava dress, applying tilak, wearing kantimala, chanting the holy name, reading the Srila Prabhupada books. These are the real things which make you cool from the general public, not watching movies, going on uh, on the malls, and watching movies, mundane movies. So this will not make you cool. The real real coolness is when you wear the kantimala, and when you apply the tilak with a full pride, and to whoever you meet, you preach the message of a god. So these are the ornaments of a ornaments of a devotee. Even it is written in a shastra, when there is a kantimala in your on your neck, and when there is a tilak on your 12 parts of a body, then even Yamraj don't come near to you. And when you leave the body, you can go to the Vaikuntha. So this all things are good. If you read the Srila Prabhupada book, when you chant the holy name, you get enlightenment, you become purified, and you become more closer to Krishna. Then why we are hesitating? In the starting, we yes, I also used to hesitate, but with the time, these things will be go. Most of the time, we spend our time in log kya sochenge, what people will think about me. But we don't think कृष्णा क्या सोचेंगे, मतलब कृष्णा को क्या चाहिए, what Krishna will think, if I do this. We don't have to care about what people will think about us, but we have to care what Krishna will think about me. So we should care what Krishna kya sochenge, not log kya sochenge. Okay. So yes, a great satisfaction from the service to the spiritual master and Krishna. He does not care what others think. So we don't have to care about what people will say. Oh, you live this, you don't have the life, or you don't have that. You don't have any enjoyment. We don't have to care about the other peoples, but we can get the great satisfaction simply rendering service to spiritual master and Krishna by simply following their orders. So yes, if you simply try to make material people satisfied, you will be frustrated. That people will be frustrated. But if you try to satisfy Guru and Krishna, they will be satisfied, and in return, in the process, you will also become the satisfied. So the best way is to serve the spiritual master and Krishna, and don't think about the people. Think about the Krishna. What Krishna will think. We don't have to think what people will think. No. So by chanting the holy name, one can reach the stage of a love to the Godhead. So by simply chanting the Krishna's name without offenses, like it is important, without the offenses, when we chant the holy name, we can even reach to the stage of a love. When we reach to the stage of a prema, and like then we can become fixed on our vows that I am the eternal servant like of Krishna, and like we feel the particular attraction, or we become attached to the particular name and form of a Lord, and our heart melts in an ecstatic love. And like these are some ecstatic symptoms, like even the pure devotees, when they have these symptoms, they don't show in a public. So like this is not a public show, this is like a what we say, uh, this is very secret between Krishna and his devotees. So we don't have to fall for some like a public dramas. Okay. Yes, Krishna's devotee may be shy at first time. Then like he knows that whatever things there he is doing, so he don't hesitate. Oh, Hare Krishna. Vinod Prabhu, are you there? Yes, Prabhu, you
Yes,
can start
yes,
with it.
Mataji. Hare Krishna. Translation. O lotus-eyed Lord, please sustain our lives as we constantly release the nectar of meditating on your lotus feet, with our palms prayerfully joined, our heads bowed down, our bodily hair standing up in jubilation, our voices choked with emotion, and our eyes flowing with tears. Purport. A devotee finds full satisfaction in reverently worshipping his Lord, appreciating his personal features, and while wrapped in worshipping the Lord, a Vaishnava does not worry much about his own sustenance. In modern cities, by contrast, earning one's livelihood has become an exaggerated endeavor that takes one's full energy day and night, leaving no time left for God, except perhaps on Sunday, the day of rest. The Vedic philosophy teaches that the top priority in life should be reawakening our relationship with the Lord. Therefore, a sensible man should never allow himself to get so wrapped up in his material duties, then they swap all his energy and kill his desire for serving Krishna. Sri Bhaktivinoda Thakur, who was both a great Vaishnava and a responsible magistrate in the Indian government, said that we should balance our material and spiritual needs, but that we should favor the latter. In other words, we should earn our livelihood in the spirit of simple living and high thinking. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. So yes, we want some yes, to maintain our body we have to work, but like we are working day and night and there is no time for God consciousness. So this is wrong. Okay, yes, we should maintain our body, we should maintain our family, but at the same time we have to take out some time for Krishna consciousness. That's why there is morning for Krishna, like day for work and evening for a family. This is a tripod. So like you your spiritual life will be only successful when you get up early morning. Like early devotees are rising from the 2 a.m. to like even 4 a.m. So you have to reduce the time of you have to sleep early and get up early, so morning you can offer to the Krishna. If you wake up at the 2 to 3 4 5 6, like 4 hours, like in morning you can finish your sadhana within the 4 hours, like, and after that you can give up for your work and your family life. So it is very easy, but like we fail to sleep early and get up early. We have to get up early and practice Krishna consciousness. You have to protect yourself from the shield, and then you can go to the fight in the material world. And like when you give the time for Krishna, then only like you will be protected from the Maya. Okay. So yes, like we have to do our prescribed duties, but we have to give the time for Krishna conscious, because this is the top priority. Because even if you don't work, Krishna will maintain you, but like you have to be a sincere in Krishna's service. So you have to there should be balance between material and spiritual needs. And like yes, we should be live simple, we should be there should be simple living and high thinking. Yes, we have to minimize the bodily comforts, and like we have to maximize the Krishna's time. So Hare Krishna. Muttamanikam Prabhu can read.
Hare Krishna Mataji. In the Srimad Bhagavatam 7.14.6, Narada Muni recommends just such a life to Maharaja Yudhishthira. An intelligent man in human society should make his program of activities very simple. If there are suggestions from his friends, children, parents, brothers, or anyone else, he should externally agree, saying, yes, that is all right. But internally, he should be determined not to create a cumbersome life in which the purpose of life will not be fulfilled. An ideal service for householder in deity worship, either at home or in the temple. As one cleans the altar, cooks, or dresses the deity, one should release the nectar of meditating on the Lord's lotus feet. As King Kulasegara says in this prayer, to be effective, worship must never be done in a time-serving mood. Sometimes Mayavadas appears to worship deities as the Vaishnavas do, but there is a world of difference because Mayavadis do not think that the Supreme Lord is a perpetual object of devotion. Rather, they think that the deity worship may also one develop a meditative mood, which will eventually lead one to realize that the Lord himself is illusion. Then the worshippers merges with the impersonal Brahman. Neither the Supreme Lord nor his pure devotee ever accepts the kind of time-serving bhakti. The Srimad Bhagavatam and all the spiritual masters in disciple succession warn us never to consider deity worship to be idol worship. The Archa Vigraha is not symbolic creation, but the Krishna himself appearing in the form of metal, stone, wood, etc. to facilitate devotional exchanges with these devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. So, yes, like today's meditation will be make your life simple, and like there should be time to practice the Krishna conscious. So you have to change your lifestyle, or like you have to adapt your lifestyle according to the Krishna consciousness. You don't have to adopt Krishna consciousness according to your lifestyle. What is the priority, Krishna consciousness or the material life? So like we can think on this. So yes, like intelligent man in the human society should make his program of activities very simple, and like but yes, that is all right, but internally he should be determined not to create the cumbersome life which in which a purpose of life will not be fulfilled. Okay, like we can take the example like this. Okay, I will work very hard, like I will get a lot of money, and like I will work day and night, so and I can purchase one beautiful car, like very big car, and I can like build a big bungalow. And like in this all the activities I'm working very hard, but there is no time for Krishna consciousness. Then what is the purpose of this life? Like you have to manage your life in a such a way that you are able to take off 2 to 4 hours for Krishna, and like rest of the time you are working, but you are working for the for the pleasure of Krishna. Like sansiddham haritoshanam. So we are working to play for the pleasure of Krishna. We are not working for the sense gratification. If you want a car, if you want a bungalow, but like you are like yes, within the car you can like serve the Vaishnavas by picking and dropping them to the temple, and like from the if you build the beautiful home where we can serve the Gaur-Nitai, where we can serve the Vaishnavas. So this should be intentions, and we should work for that. But like what is the use of working even if you have this desire, but you are not able to chant the 16 rounds? Then this desires like even they are spiritual desires, they are no of they are no of any use. There is no use of having such desires. But when you are chanting, then you can when you are managing your spiritual life, then you can work for Krishna. And like even like in many scriptures, even the Prabhupada says that like yes, like if you are working, like you should give the 50% of your amount to Krishna. But like we can see like how much like a difficulty we feel, like how much attachment we have for the money. Like we say that okay, I'm working for Krishna, then why you are not able to give the 50% of shares to the Krishna? Because like we have that attachment. Okay, like I want this and that, like I want to buy this, I want to build this. And like we have that desires. That's why, like, we are too much attached to our money. We are too much attached to the material comforts. So yes, like we can see our attachment. Like even we say that we are working for Krishna, but somewhere inside the heart we are not purified, and we have the desire. Okay, like I want this and that. I want more comforts. So like we don't have to keep the life cumbersome. Okay, you have to do the prescribed duties, but don't have to make the too much cumbersome that you are not able to find time for Krishna. And like we are not able to fulfill the purpose of life is to get out of this material world and like establish a loving relationship with the Krishna. So like yes, that like people say deity worship is the ideal worship. You are simply worshipping some stone and marble or some wood. But no, like Krishna incarnates in many forms. So similarly, Krishna incarnates in a form of a metal, stone, and wood. Like he comes in a form of a archa vigraha, so that he can reciprocate with the devotees. He can talk with the devotees. He can take the service from the devotees. But we are not feeling that reciprocation because we are not that much purified. But when we become purified, and then Krishna will reciprocate. Hare Krishna, Sharmila Mataji.
Krishna, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. One of the great blessings of deity worship is that it provides us with a concrete image to meditate on. Thus, deity worship is in conjunction with descriptions of the Lord found in authorized shastras like Srimad Bhagavatam, enables the devotee easily to absorb his mind in the form of the Lord. Here are just two of the many descriptions of the Lord's form found in the Bhagavatam. His lotus feet are placed over the whirls of the lotus-like hearts of great mystics. On his chest is the Kaustuba jewel engraved with a beautiful calf, and there are other jewels on his shoulders. His complete torso is garlanded with fresh flowers. Bhagavatam 2.2.10. Krishna's face is decorated with ornaments such as earrings resembling sharks. His ears are beautiful, his cheeks are brilliant, and his smiling face is attractive to everyone. Whoever sees Lord Krishna sees a festival. His face and body are fully satisfying for everyone to see. But the devotees are angry at the Creator for the disturbance caused by the momentary blinking of their eyes. Bhagavatam 9.24.65. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. So yes, we can see like even the devotees they are not satisfied, or they are angry on a Brahmaji. Even the gopis say in a Gopi Gita, like Brahmaji is they are angry at a Brahmaji. Why you create these eyelids? Because when they blink, we are not able to meditate upon the Lord Krishna. But we are not even noticing that when our eyelids blink, because we are not meditating. This when you visit the temple, when you see the photograph of Krishna, but we don't meditate upon. Like we have to meditate on every single detail. How the under his eyes, how designs are made, how his hairs are we can see his eyes. So every detail we have to meditate upon Krishna. Even if you have the deities at home, or you visit the temple, you have to completely meditate by seeing the eyes. Like we can prepare the image in our heart. So yes, we have to meditate and observe our mind in the form of a Lord. So Hare Krishna, today we can end here. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So
Hare
today is
Krishna
Srila
Mataji.
Prabhupada Disappearance Day. We fast till noon. So let's please increase, take the one desire of Srila Prabhupada and try to fulfill it. We can please the Srila Prabhupada by following instruction, by distributing the books and pre-reaching. So we should take the seva. We shouldn't hesitate, and we don't have to think now. Like we can take out from the Mukundmala Sutra. Like we don't have to think log kya sochenge, what people will think. We have to think what Krishna will think about me, what Srila Prabhupada will think about me. So Hare Krishna. Happy
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Conscious
Mataji.
Day.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Mataji.